fantastic tools we've built for you are the role play cards. So you've got 3 sets of role play cards, a set for the property management team, a set for buyers, and also a set for sellers. So if you're a head of property management, you've got the role play cards. If you don't, just contact our office and we'll make sure you get a new and a fresh set. These are so important. Now, the whole idea of these is you basically fan the cards out and you say, let's pick a card for us to role play. So grab a card, it has an issue, and we'll talk about the property management firstly, either from a tenant point of view, an existing tenant point of view, so a tenant searching, an existing tenant, or a landlord. And a landlord either that we have or one that we'd like to bring on board. So it's the ability for us to almost think on our feet and how would we respond to it. Now, depending on the experience of your team will depend on how you do this. But what I see happen a lot of the time, role playing, we have one sacrificial lamb, we put it at the front of the room, we say, let's watch them perform. Wrong strategy. In my eyes, what you do is say, here's the first kind of role play that we're going to do. And it might be, why should I pay you the fee that you're asking? Good question. So now we might do a brainstorm as a team around how we're going to handle that and what would the strategy be. Boom, boom, boom. So you go around the room and get some great ideas, get them up on a flip chart or a whiteboard. And then from there, let's now jump into the teams of 2. The person with the brightest colour, the person with the longest hair, you go first in the role play, and you're going to be the agent or the property manager, and then we'll work through that. At the end of it, on the back of the role play cards is the debrief process. And the quote there is, train harder and the game becomes easy. This is borrowed from the SAS, the military, and they have train hard and the fight becomes easy. So in training of SAS military, they'll put them into situations that are actually harder than the fight they'll actually experience in the real life situation. What we tend to do is we train lighter than the experienced clients will have with clients. So the whole idea of this is that we want to make sure that we're actually training harder. We're putting energy and effort into the training process. And this is that mode of doing a role play. By the way, they're designed as little chunks. They might be like a 5 or a 7 minute role play. At the end of that, the role play debrief, which is 3 things. How did you go? What was great? And key improvement. So if you and I were role playing right now, I would ask you at the end of it, if you were the agent or the property manager, I would say, so how did you go with that? I'd hear from you how you went. What I'd then do is I'd contribute to you and say, here's what I really liked, here's what was great about it. And then the final thing is, here is the key improvement. Now, the reason we do a little chunk in a role play, it means I can give you one key improvement. If I give you one key improvement, you can grab hold of it, you can integrate it, and you can put it in place. And then, same role play, would swap over. If you were the agent or the property manager, now you're the client and I become the agent or property manager. And off we go again on the same role play. And we might do that 3 or 4 times as we start to build our confidence with this. A lot of the time people in a training session will hear a piece of dialogue and they'll say, I like that strategy, but they haven't internalised it enough to be able to utilise it in the marketplace. In the Negotiator's Handbook, I talk about, do you remember what to say or do you know what to say? And the ultimate game plan that we want to have is to know what to say. And by the way, it's called role play for a reason, not role serious. So the more that we can get our team comfortable with it, the better results we'll produce. By the way, be okay. The first few role play sessions, they typically won't enjoy. And no one really enjoys role playing. But what they do enjoy and will enjoy is the benefits that role play give. The other thing you can do with the role play cards, let's say you've got the seller cards or the buyer cards, there's a lot of them. If you want to focus on a particular one, just flick through the cards and choose the 7 or the 10 or the 12 cards that are on the topic that you'd like to focus on. So pick a card, any card, it will be one of the ones that you want to actually focus in on. Grab that card out, read it out to the team, let's do a brainstorm around it, now jump into teams of 2, having that in place and start to build expertise. At the end of doing it a few times, come back and do a debrief overall. So what did we learn from that? What did we like about that? Did anyone hear a piece of dialogue that they thought was incredible or worked exceptionally well. Now, of course, if you're on a topic, you think, you know what, we need some more depth with this. Jump onto the knowledge base, do a search on that particular topic, and I guarantee there'll be some fantastic tools there to help you build even greater momentum around this particular issue. The more confidence our team has, the more willing they are to get out there and make it happen. So by utilising the role play cards and integrating that into your training, it makes a massive difference with how they can experience the marketplace in a super effective way.